This is a video for a Honda Accord 2.2 DTEC Tourer Estate. This is the ESGT model, registered DN09DOU. Mileage at the start of this brief road test, 62,830 miles. The reason we now do these road tests is really for people who are planning to come and see us. We're basically selling to people from all over the near continent and the kind of extremes of the UK as well. So, you know, if people are willing to invest, time, energy and money to come and see us, then the least we feel as though we should do is to check the car over for you, show you it working, and then obviously you can make your own mind up whether to come and visit us based on obviously what you see and hear, hopefully. In the road test, what I do is essentially do the same as you'll do yourself on exactly the same roads as you'll be going on as well. So they're nice, quiet, predominantly country roads, mostly main roads as well, like this one here. And I'll go through it in the same kind of order that you do yourself, hopefully. Starting with the engine, obviously this is the 2.2 diesel DTEC engine. They're 150 horsepower. This is a lovely example of one of these very, very good engines. It starts absolutely on the button, settles to a very, very even immediate idle. The engine revs through its rev range absolutely perfectly, picks up very sweetly from very low revs, very little turbo lag on it, and it's very, very sweet revving, it really is. Just quickly whilst I'm on the engine, just looking at the dashboard here, there's no warning lights on the car at all relating to the engine or anything else for that matter. Not that I would expect it to be, but just so you know. So in essence, the engine, can't fault it. It's as sweet as I've ever driven, and I've driven lots and lots of them. Engine then obviously drives through clutch and gearbox. The clutch is very smooth and easy in operation. It bites at exactly the right point on the clutch pedal. The clutch pedal itself actuates without any clicking or squeaking, and when I put the clutch in and out, there's no change in engine note and there's no vibrations coming back through the car at all. The clutch then goes through to the 6-speed gearbox, and it's Honda do these big gearboxes absolutely brilliantly. Although it's clearly a cable-operated box, from the gear lever through to the gearbox itself, it'd be hard to believe it when it's just got a lovely mechanical feel to the gear change, nicely weighted. The gate exhibits absolutely no wear at all. I cannot find the merest hint that it's done any kind of miles at all. The car, it really does feel tight as a drum in the linkage. So in terms of the powertrain of the car, engine, gearbox, clutch, I can't fault it. Can't fault it at all. It drives absolutely beautifully. Steering on the car tracks absolutely bullet straight, and at speed there's not the merest hint of a vibration coming back through the wheel that shouldn't be there. So there's no sort of wheel imbalance or otherwise that I can detect, certainly at any speed I'll be driving at. The steering is very positive. Can't feel it, again, it just can't feel a looseness in it in any way, shape or form. And what I'm looking for is the same as you do yourself, which is kind of secondary shocks coming back through the steering, as with the suspension, which I'll come on to in a minute. And that just gives you a kind of a looseness about the car where perhaps you might have a track on end that's a bit worn, or some bit of play in the rack with a bit of age, but nothing. And these take their mileages incredibly well, so it doesn't come as a great surprise. I've driven a couple which weren't that well looked after, and they didn't drive that well. They just drove, felt a bit loose around the edges, a bit tired. This one just feels very, very, very sweet. Obviously it's electric power steering, but Honda got this system really well sorted. It's very, very, very accurate, beautifully judged, in conjunction with the suspension. When you turn in, you go through a series of bends and it responds really, really well. The suspension of the car, very smooth riding, not overly soft, which I hate personally. So on the, it won't ride as probably as smooth as a French car on a straight road, but when you come to the bends, you'll probably find it's a lot more settled, especially for passengers, because it doesn't exhibit lots of sort of wallowing and rolling. But its stance to the corners is very good. And again, I can't, on this particular example, if there's anywhere, any kind of little aftershocks, any little anti-roll bar links chattering away underneath, but there's nothing. It's very, very, very quiet. Likewise at speed now, national speed limit of 60 miles an hour. You know, there's no odd wind noises coming into the vehicle at all, which again suggests that, you know, like the window seals and the windscreen seals are all sound, and you know, they're not perished in any way. Just going to quickly check behind me, make sure there's nothing behind me. I'll just quickly give a sharp jab on the brakes. Yeah, brake pedal absolutely right at the top. Lovely pedal on it as well. It's solid. The nose dives down dead straight. Doesn't pull left or right or otherwise. And there's no pulsing on the brake pedal or grinding, which suggests that the discs underneath are in, you know, fine order, as are the pads. We obviously check that prior to the car going out anyway, but at this stage, you know, it's it feels absolutely super. Coming to the interior of the car's literally just arrived with us and is in very, very good condition actually. You know, it's not going to take the Valter long to do a decent job on this car. It's in very nice order. The seats are very comfortable, very supportive, very natural straight ahead driving position. All the plastics are in really, really good order that I can see from the driver's seat here. Beautifully built interiors. There's a lot of soft touch plastics going on in here. I've learned their lessons over the years. They've always built them well, but not necessarily out of the kind of the most aesthetically pleasing materials. But this is they've done a very good job on this car. It's a very nice place to sit and drive. All this centre console here, you've got your dual zone climate control, radio and CD, just really nice, simple and easy to use, but all beautifully manufactured. Everything you press and touch has just got a lovely damped feel to it, with you know, real precision of actuation. Very, very impressive actually. Air conditioning is on now. It's externally at 17 degrees and it's blowing out lovely ice cold air, so the air conditioning system is working absolutely perfectly. Coming across to the dashboard, typical Honda fare. Very nicely done dash, very big, clear, legible display for your main dial, so your rev counter and your MPH, very easily read. All the pixelation on the digital readouts absolutely perfect. Temperature gauge, running it a third of the way up the gauge, and now it's at operating temperature, and that's exactly the right point for a Honda, whether it be petrol, diesel or otherwise. As I said, there's no warning lights on the car at all. Coming down, all the stalks, everything about the steering wheel, just again, nothing's worn. All the plastics on all the buttons up here are completely good. Cruise control, just press it on there, works absolutely perfectly, so that's all good. In fact, every button I pressed, everything's operated, you know, with a, you know, really lovely slick precision. You know, it does drive very, very well, and you know, for those who think I might say that, well, of course I would. I'm here to sell a car, but equally, if you've seen any of my previous road tests, ironically on one of these, you know, I found brake pedals crunching or crunching a little bit when I was hitting the pedal, and we replaced the front discs and pads based on my road test. So you know, I will pick up on them, but essentially, having driven this car, I can't really fault it. It's just, I think this shape Accord has got it really, really. It's a very nicely sorted car. You know, beauty's in the beholder, we know that, but I think it's a really good looking car. It's great from the quarter angle at the back, aggressive styling at the front, but without being over the top. And you just get so much car for your money. You've got an engine which runs a cam chain and no belt, so you've got no big scheduled service. In service, you know, we've seen these at companies running them up to huge mileages, well in excess of 200,000 miles, and the engine's just going on and on and on and on and on, and sounding as sweet as a nut all the way through. They've got a hell of a reputation in the trade for being, you know, a solid, strong, reliable car. And on top of which, you're looking at, you know, excess of 50 miles to the gallon. You know, it's very easy to do. You can get more. You clearly get less if you drive it like a petrol, hold on the gears too long, but it's, you know, if you use the torque of the engine, which is easy to do, then you know you can get some really impressive fuel economy figures. I think what I like about it most is really it's just the feeling of solidity in a car. It feels like a car, as they do, which is going to go on for, you know, an awfully long time and give very good service, but be actually, you know, an enjoyable car to drive as well, because it's, like I said, it's not not like some. It does like to go through the corners at a fair rate of knots without wallowing or pitching around. So coming up ahead is a couple of corners which would challenge any car because they're slightly off camber, certainly the second one, and these absolutely fly through without any issues at all. It's if I turn in now, I'll probably just go. I'm going to drop back a little bit so I can just go a little bit quicker through the second one, which is the horrible one. So this one here, I'm deliberately going to go in a gear too high, really, for the corner. Turn in, it's off camber, it's a really horrible little corner, but the car just sits totally unflustered. It's a very, very impressive car. But anyway, so short as it is, I hope it's been of use to you. If there's anything I've missed on this road test, then please don't hesitate, do give us a call. But based on this, you'll become to drive a really fantastic example of a wonderful car.